Hello, landmines and jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess. And one time I tried to draw a fractal. It took forever. Someone's going to get that joke. But, Blade Show 2024! So, today was the first day I was going, and we got out there, we had fun, and we got back. So here's the recap of what all went down and what I got. First things first, I did stop and hang out with Bees Blades for a little bit. Mrs. Bees now has a handful of my hand-whittled lanyard beads. It's cool talking to him. Saw Will Stelter and asked him how he went with the Master Smith testing, the Master Bladesmith testing. I'm not going to spoil that, but I also stopped and said hey to Kyle Royer and walked around for a while, ran into a couple of people I knew. But let's get on to the swag. So one thing I got that I was actually happy to get was the Hogue Knives build mat, which is probably going to wind up being something I put my sharpening gear on, so I quit leaving piles of just ground up steel all over my tables. I got another one for that too. We'll see which one I like better. That I got off Amazon for like $6, but we got this. I've got a deck of Kaiser playing cards, which is really cool. I don't know whether or not I'm going to tear this open. I probably will at some point. I also got a Kaiser challenge coin. And I got a hat, but the hat, you know, it's a hat. And then there is the Rosecraft challenge coin, which get to that in a second. And one of the things that I did pick up from the NAFS table was their Torx driver. Now, if you haven't seen the NAFS Torx driver, which they're pretty popular, at least among the guys that I know, these things have a neat little trick built into them. And they put the ultimate fidget factor into this, but it spins and it spins for damn ever. Like, we're still going. 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 And it stopped. And the thing is, if you're holding it straight up, it spins for about twice as long as that. Like, this thing is a ton of fun. They really did a cool thing here. And I saw them last year at Blade Show, but I didn't get one, and I regretted it about halfway home. So we got that. And let's see, let's go with the Rosecrafts first. So Rosecraft was getting rid of some of their old inventory to make room for new inventory, and I happened to drop by the table because a bunch of you guys that are watching, and like Tim's School of Fish, Randy's WSG, let's see, Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. Like, I've heard Rosecraft blades mentioned a lot through those guys. I'm not sure exactly who. Tim's School of Fish is big on Rosecraft. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to drop by, and I found some amazing deals there. And forgive me if I don't remember the model names on these. This one is the little chonk, I think. This was $25, which is a hell of a deal on this thing. The red and the aluminum really sold me on it. And you know what? Let's close this thing again. I didn't do one important thing. We got to... Okay, first things first. Pocket clip is tip up, which is the Lord's carry. Sorry, I'm overstimulated to hell and back. So we got the pocket clip. We've got a flipper tab. Let's flick the bean. And we got a neat hawkbill blade. I don't have the specs for this. Like, this is the box I got. It's not very descriptive. I'd have to go to Rosecraft and pull the specs, which I may do whenever I do a more thorough video on this. But it was a great deal, and like, I like my pocket cleavers and all that. And it's kind of weird, but this is like just a miniature giant pocket cleaver, basically. Like, the handle's overbuilt, and that's probably what does it. The handle's overbuilt, and the blade is not that long. It just looks bigger than it actually is. And like I said, the red on the aluminum really sold me on this one. And like, I almost grabbed it, and I picked something else, and then I came back later and grabbed it anyhow. I think it's a little chonk. I think that's the name of that thing. I'd love to have the model names on the boxes, but I don't. And then we got, let's see, how do we open this one? Not like that. Jesus Christ. I had this thing open. There we are. I can't remember what this was, but it was $15. And the blue hardware really sold me on this, as well as, you know, you got a blade shape that I really appreciate, and it's getting close to 3 inches there, maybe a hair over. And of course, let's flick the bean. Obligatory bean flick. And you know, it's really nice smooth action on both of them. And I think this was the last one they had, and I went ahead and snagged this, which, again, $15. Absolutely killer deal. And on Sunday, I'll probably swing back by and see if any of the prices have dropped some more so that they can get rid of it and not have to haul it back. But if they don't, I may grab something else anyways. One table I did spend time at was the Kaiser table, and they've got stuff that I really like for 35 to 45 bucks. I've still got a little bit of money left over. I didn't blow my entire budget in one day. I was very disciplined about that. I almost got caught in the just one more trap, and almost hit that point where I ran myself down to my last 20 bucks. I forced myself not to, and I'm glad I did that. Something else that I picked up, which is really outside of my wheelhouse by a lot, but I got a Rough Rider. And the reason I got this is I was over at the Smoky Mountain Knife Works table, and they had a big old stack of these for 10 bucks a pop. So I picked up a Rough Rider, and we are going to be doing a live stream with this maybe tomorrow night. Just seeing how the edge holds up to abuse. And Tim, the pull's a 4. It's a Rough Rider. A couple of y'all will get that, but yeah, so I got a Rough Rider, I got a traditional, and we're going to have some fun with this. I'd have to go online and look and see if we can figure out what the blade steel is, or have you guys help me out whenever we get started on this. But I'm definitely curious to see how this does. And, you know, like, I'm not a traditional guy, but I keep seeing these pop up, and it seemed like it would be a worthwhile purchase for 10 bucks. And I do like the way the G10 is right here, and I mean, everything about it's nice enough, especially for a $10 knife. This is, again, where I say repeatedly, it's a hell of a time to be a knife guy. Like, this blows a lot of other stuff that I've gotten for 10, 20 bucks out of the water. Like, it feels good. The fit and finish is right. Like, this feels good back here. I don't see a lot of gaps or anything too nasty. Like, they did a really good job, and I'm not sure how they're doing this for 10 bucks, but I do want to know what the blade steel is. This should be an interesting live stream, and it'll be soon. You know, I definitely want to check this out, and I know there's some of you guys that are interested in Rough Rider and like these knives, so this should be a fun live stream for you guys too. So looking forward to that, and it's a traditional knife on a live stream. There's a lot of firsts here, so looking forward to doing that. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to seeing it. And most importantly, now I had talked about going to Blade Show and looking for a prototype of something when I got there. And the first thing I did was, after last year getting the DVO Growler V2 prototype, I went right back to the DVO table the second I got in the door. And we got a prototype for the DVO Fireball. And the carbon fiber on these scales is just sick. I love this right here, the triangle pivot setup. And I'm assuming this is a captive pivot because the triangle's not going to spin freely. But let's flick the hole. D2 steel. And it's right about the 3-inch mark. You got a liner lock. Your pocket clip is tip up, which is a Lord's carry. And this pocket clip is badass too. I already love this thing. I've been sitting here messing with it for, you know, walking around Blade Show, flipping it open and closed. And, you know, I offered $100 for a prototype, and they went through. They got out the pouches that had the stuff that wasn't on the table. He found this and said he'd do $100 for it, and this was kind of the exact thing I was hoping to find. You know, there were some other things sitting out on the table that I wasn't that enamored with, but the second this came out, I was like, yep, that's mine. So I am very excited to carry this. I am not going to beat on it. This is not going to do a cardboard slayer. I was tempted, but, you know, unless the man himself somehow sees this video and says, yes, I want you to do a cardboard slayer on it, I'm keeping this one nice. I have to. Like, this is just too good. I smacked the hell out of something. But, you know, this was the day one of Blade Show haul. I'm going to be back up there on Sunday. I'm going to be dropping by Kaiser to see if their sales have gotten any better, because they've got some stuff that I really do want, and it is at a really decent price. However, the 3 blades that I'm looking at, if I picked them all up, would blow pretty much my entire budget. So it may just be drop by Rosecraft and drop by Kaiser and see if I can get some better deals. Who knows? The day will bring what it brings. But, you know, I wanted to share this with you, kind of let you know what happened and how things went down and what I got. And, you know, I am very happy with this haul. It was a great time. I will say we got there at about 8 a.m. and stood in line for about 3 hours, because it was either that or stand in line wrapped all the way through the building to the outside of the building and around the outside of the building again. Those lines are absolute monsters, and didn't want to deal with that. So we did that. We got in at 11 a.m. and ran till, I think, just shy of 5 o'clock. So I saw many of the things that were there to see. And, I mean, I know a lot of you guys can't make it to Blade Show, and I know a lot of you wanted to. And if you ever get the chance to, please go. You will not regret it. But, yeah, all that being said, Thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. Y'all keep coming in, and I greatly appreciate it. That's the reason that I keep doing this stuff and having fun doing this stuff. Comments, I love some feedback. Let me know what you think about the haul. All of that being said, y'all have a nice day.